paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. I'm Alex Nafusi. Alongside me, I have our whole panel, Mr. Harry Glanz and Mr. Dan Dubensky. Good morning, work family.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good. I'm trying to have my radio voice on.
You look amazing. And
so
that's
people
all
don't complain. Thank you.
That's all that matters.
Appreciate it.
Dan Dubensky is our realtor expert from Scott Real Estate in downtown Royal Oak. He brought in all sorts of fun stats about the Woodward Corridor housing market.
This guy's a stat in Avon.
It's early for all these bar graphs.
I like to come prepared, but what we're seeing is obviously there's a lack of inventory right now. It's expected. We're seeing the prices are stabilizing. But, our phones have been ringing at the office. We are getting some buyer calls. Some leases are out there. So I think people are starting to get the feeling of getting the itch to, if you're going to buy something or sell something, starting to think about it.
Yeah, if you want to join the show, 248-539-9797. And Dan, you and I were talking before the show about how, there are a lot of houses that are on the market that are just kind of lingering. You see the sign up and it's not moving.
Sure. I think everyone knows of a house or two that they always see a for sale sign up there. And one of two things. One, it's overpriced. Well, it's really both. It's overpriced. I don't care what condition it's in. Even homes that are in bad condition will sell. But the homes that are out there right now have been on the market for a while, and really there's no motivation for the seller to sell. They're just trying to get a number that's probably not realistic.
What are your thoughts on a lot of the fill-in building that's going on? I think there's a ton of good builders. There's Hillen Homes. My buddy Paul Passey's doing it. Adler Homes.
Yeah. Well, listen. The Woodward Corridor where we work in is historically our bungalows are built in the 30s or 40s. Some ranches. So people want the amenities of a home that is built in the suburbs. The big master suite, the master bath, the large walk-in closet, open kitchen. Now those communities, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Birmingham's been doing it for a long time. Clawson, they're starting to buy these. Builders are starting to build that home that can really, make a family feel for it.
I think the nice thing about that, and as much as I wish I were handy and I could buy a fixer-upper and do it, it's nice to be able to sit down with a builder and tell them exactly what you want.
Well, listen, everyone wants to save money, trying to do their own thing. When I was young and I first got into this business, I remember being underneath the house trying to jack up a house, thinking, okay,
why?
Yeah, and I asked the contractor.
Well, because you're young and you want to save money.
Yeah, but I asked him. I said, "Listen, how much do you pay this guy that would be in my position right now?" And he said something like $10 an hour.
Right.
I know. I make more than $10 an hour. Right. So at some point you want to say, "Listen, let someone else handle that."
Well, you can be nickel wise and dollar foolish. You're going to start a job and you're going to end up paying somebody more money to complete the job.
That's Alex Nafusi.
So we've all done it because we all think we can do things on our own.
Remember my bathroom last summer?
Yeah. No, believe me. You know that those insulation that you spray into the hole.
Yeah.
You can't just keep spraying it because it will keep coming out for hours. I realize that.
Well, philosophically, we all think we could do it, but that's why you hire a professional.
Exactly. So the point is that it's nice to go out there and have that especially with these home TV shows now where they're showing how everyone can make a ton of money. Yeah. But the problem is they don't add commissions in there. They don't add transfer tax, so it looks really good on the TV show. But in reality, it's tough to do.
So Dan, as you know right now, and you're talking specifically the Woodward Corridor, I'll talk specifically southeastern Michigan.
Sure.
Home sales have been up for the last 4 years. 2012, 13, 14, 15. We're seeing increased activity now in January, early February now, going into February of 2016. The question is that do we think here in specific areas it's going to continue, or the area in general, or what's your opinion on it? Because what we're seeing is a 4-year trend going into the 5th year, and you know what people say, it's going to start to cool down.
It is.
We're seeing heavy activity.
We are seeing heavy activity. The nice thing is, though, as much as I have a problem with appraisers, they have kept prices in check. So these increases have not been crazy like they were in the past.
I would agree with that statement because we're seeing appraisals. If I look at 200 appraisals a month, which is a lot, I'm seeing maybe 5% that which is a low number, by the way. 5% of 200, which is 10.
Right.
Are coming in
at
undervalue.
Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So now, in the big picture, what do you say? You say, well, here, you have 195 that came in at value or better. but we're always concentrated on the ones that don't come in.
Well, without a doubt. So what I see is that the combination in our area here, Detroit is up and coming, right? People were moving further away from Detroit. Now you see a tendency that they are somewhat coming back into the Woodward corridor, but even Novi, Northville, further north, and
Well, I'm going to tell you, Macomb County is pretty hot.
Oh, Macomb County is very hot.
Very, very hot.
But here's the thing: there's jobs. We have jobs coming into town now. The big three are hiring. We're seeing that. When you see that, the people are going. The housing market is going to continue, I think, to be strong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you saw what Ford said. Ford came out; they're going to pay their people, I think, was a $9,500 bonus.
Right, exactly.
It's a great thing. We were talking about some of the other areas outside of the Woodward corridor. My buddy Steve was over last night, and he was looking. He's like, and he lives right near me, and he's like, dude, I'm sick of paying this much, to live, where we do.
Right.
He was showing me some houses up in Clarkston for like $400,000.
Oh, it's amazing.
They'd be $2 million down here.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. But more land, obviously, and then the thing is, it's all about your lifestyle. I'm looking forward to this M1 train coming through, so we can jump on it, go to see a game from Royal Oak, and head down. I don't know if
Where's
that's
going to go? It's going to go all the way. It's going to stop at the State Fairgrounds.
Eventually at 8 Mile, but the whole plan, I believe, is to eventually go up Woodward. Right, so that to me, that's what my lifestyle is. I like to jump on the train, go to a game, but I have friends who have families and they love Clarkson. We love land.
Yeah, it's all about quality of life. You have to do what's going to make you happy, what's going to make your family happy.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. You see you see these micro apartments and these small houses that are being built, guys.
Tiny houses,
honestly,
tiny house nation.
You see the tiny house thing? All right, listen to me. Growing up in a 10 by 10 bedroom, I ain't buying no micro apartment or house. It's just not going to happen. So now for urban areas that are very densely populated, heavily concentrated.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll with it.
When I was 21, I didn't spend much time in my apartment anyways. You're out and about doing things. It's a place to lay your head, right? So I can see why these people.
You spent a couple hours in there at least.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
Just want to jump to our first call?
Sure.
Let's do that. Sam, what's up? You're live on the air.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. How are you,
Sam?
I'm from Flint, and a year ago my mom passed away, and my brother and I were both willed her home. Well, actually, the three of us children, my sister too. But my sister actually didn't want anything to do with the home, so she took a mortgage, $5,000 mortgage on it as a promissory
So she
note.
did want to do something with the home.
My question to you is,
$5,000 on it.
the house is in such dire need of repair. Both my brother and I, my brother's retired, I'm still employed, but we both have poor credit, and I'd like to see what avenues there are I can secure some type of credit so I can, at least restore the home. I mean, with the crisis we have with the water in Flint, I'd just like to get it fixed, so I can bring it up to code and sell it.
Is anybody living in the house right now? Are any of you living in it or no?
Yeah, both of us are living in it, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's free and clear. The home is free and clear. The assessed value on it's about $8,400, so I figure the value, face value of the home is around $16,000, $17,000, $18,000.
Okay, and you owe and your sister owes you $5,000 on it? Or you owe her the $5,000?
No, we owe my sister.
Okay,
yeah,
you owe her the $5,000
piece.
Yeah, it sounds like to me, and I don't know how bad your credit is, but if you're only looking for a $17,000 to $20,000 loan, if you have a credit union relationship or a bank relationship up there, that might be the best way for you to go. And you can get a home improvement loan from a community bank or credit union. They'll certainly do it for you. But again, it's going to depend on what your credit score is. I mean,
let me ask you this: what would be the best way to approach them? I mean, approach them with like quotes and estimates to have what necessary repairs have to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the way you're approaching us. Go get your estimates. Let them know what it's for. It's an owner-occupied house, and they do home improvement loans all the time.
Okay. Second question I have for you:
Sure.
Being we are from Flint, and we have a major issue with water. Have you heard anything in the wind about how it's affecting home prices up there?
Home prices in Flint aren't great anyway.
No,
Right. I mean, it's so depressed. I mean, once General Motors left, the city's just gone downhill.
So are you in Flint proper? What cross streets are you near?
I'm actually in a red zone. I'm actually Averill and Richfield Road area. Western, I think they call it Western Road Annex.
Okay. So, I would check the market in your area and see what homes are going for sale in your market. We'll check the listings.
But I would think that would affect the value, obviously. What is happening with your water, if you don't mind me asking? Are you able to drink it?
Oh, hell no. No, it's contaminated with lead. They switched us from Detroit water to Flint River water, which hasn't been used in over 50 years because of the fact it was so corrosive and so poisonous. And in order to save money, they changed us back to drawing from the Flint River, and it's corroded. They didn't have anything in there for the corrosion resistance.
We're up
pretty familiar with it.
We're up against the breaks, and we got to go. I'll call you for the show and put you on track with the local bank up there.
Okay, you can leave me. I'm at work right now. You can leave me a message on my cell phone.
You got it. Thanks, Sam. See you, buddy.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Detroit, make a play for the D Las Vegas Casino Hotel. From the D to the D, this is where to stay and play in Vegas. The D has your favorites, American Coney Island and Joe Beccari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse. And Detroit sports fans have found a home at the world-famous Long Bar, only at the D Las Vegas.
With non-stop gaming, live music, and luxury rooms and suites, the D Las Vegas is your home away from home. It's time to book your stay today at thed.com.
Helmet? Check. Knee pad? Check. Shoulder pad? Check. Heart? Check.
For student athletes, being ready for the game means more than just the right equipment in practice. It means making sure their heart is healthy enough for sports. 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check Program partners with Beaumont so students can be screened for heart problems that aren't included in a regular physical. Make a donation and you'll help support free screenings for students who can't afford it. Donate today at cbsdetroit.com/student heart check.
Valentine's Day. The one day a year we are reminded that we all need the same thing, love. Lover's Lane has plenty of romantic and loving gifts. Make this Valentine's Day unforgettable. Don't wait till the last minute and end up with just a card or candy. Instead, shop Lover's Lane this Valentine's Day for the best gifts ever. Find the store nearest you at loverslane.com.
All you need is love. Lover's Lane.
This year, we're going all in with team shirts.
Whether it's a bachelorette party, fundraiser, or high school reunion, custom t-shirts from Custom Ink are always able to make any occasion memorable.
Custom Ink really helped my business look professional. When my crew wears the shirts, our clients know we're for real. Thanks, Custom Ink.
Custom Ink has created over 60 million shirts for families, sports teams, church groups, businesses, and more. And you don't need to be a designer to make great-looking t-shirts. It's simple and fun to create your own shirts with Custom Ink's online design lab. Choose from a variety of styles, colors, fonts, and artwork to make a one-of-a-kind design. You can even upload your own logo. And no matter how many shirts you order, we always guarantee on-time delivery and free shipping. Our team is with you every step of the way to make your design a success.
See why 99% of our customers say they would order with us again. Visit CustomInk.com today to get started.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
We don't back down because you don't back down.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back. Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show. I'm Alex Nafusi. Alongside me, Harry Glantz, Dan Dubensky. You want to join us at the show, 248-539-9797, or you can always call the office directly at 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's 1-800-569-7283. I know we have people standing by to take your calls. Any questions? Dan, so we were talking a little bit more about that, the market in the Woodward Corridor, which you and I love so much. So you got 1,000 grass here, man. It's so early for all this stuff. So the house is, we saw, I told you there's going to be a dip in prices. So it peaked in what, in August it looks like?
Well, it peaked in August, and then, we get into the holiday market, holiday time where prices obviously stabilize. But what we've seen now is if you look at the number of listings, they popped up in January, so you see a little bit more listings out there. But we still have a lot of these listings consist of the old stagnant ones, the ones that have been there that are overpriced. But you see prices have stabilized, and if it anything like last year, we're going to see that the prices are going to go up come spring.
I love the graphs and charts that you brought in. You're very prepared. He brought in like 1,000 pages of paperwork here. But we all know that home buying season in Michigan typically is, April through October, right?
Sure. We find it's weather-related, too.
And it's weather-related, but what we're seeing right now, and by the volume of purchase agreements that we had in our office in January, and the number of purchase closings we had in January, going to carry through to February, the market is extremely... there's energy in the market, and there are people that were on the sidelines, even the last 4 years, that are still coming into the market. And I think that's going to continue. Now, that doesn't mean that home sales are going to outpace last year. It just means that the last 4 years were phenomenal, and this year looks to be very good.
Well, we're seeing the people that bought in 2010 who got phenomenal prices, they're realizing how much equity they now have, right? And they're taking that opportunity to move up to the next home, and a lot sooner than they would have if they've it was in a regular market. So that little recession we had helped some people who did some smart purchasing.
Yeah, I guess my only concern with the home prices is I think the prices of homes...
Are you going to say the B word?
What?
The bubble word?
No, I wasn't going to go there. I guess my only concern is that I think the prices of homes are outpacing people's increase in income. That's my only concern. I don't want people to start going down that road of 2005, 6, 7, 8, where you're taking a 3-year arm and buying that house that you don't need. I mean, that's like I said a couple weeks ago. Why are you buying a house that you can't afford to impress people you don't like?
Yeah, well, people have short memories and they don't realize what happened in the past, or they're new buyers and they haven't relived that. So we do see some people that say, hey, I was told, my dad told me to buy as much house as I can buy because my income will catch up with that. That's not really the way you should do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for growing into a house. I wish I would have bought a little bit of a bigger house, than the one I'm in now. But I love my house. I'm certainly not going to buy, a huge. It's just me. I don't need. I just don't need it. And if people want to, do that and try to impress people, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, I think
you don't need it.
Yeah, I think there's two kind of buyers. The kind of buyer that wants to buy location, and the other buyer that just wants to buy as much as they can, right? And
you understand that people will not be able to control themselves, and that is what's going to happen. Again. Now, I hope it doesn't happen to the magnitude of the baby boomers did it, went in debt. But there are different challenges now. We talk about it every week. The millennials have student loan issues. So now, do you want to be saddled with, a mortgage debt that is higher than you want, and your student loans and potential credit card debt?
Right.
Or do you want to live comfortably, go out and do all the groovy, cool, hip things that they do? And have a nice house. You can do both.
Do you want my life?
Yeah, well, Alex.
That's Alex's life.
Yeah, Alex says that all the time. People ask him, "What can I afford?" He turns around on them and asks them, "What do you want to afford?" And I ask him questions about how often they go out at night.
The notion of maxing. I just want to use these words. The notion of maxing anything out should not appeal to anybody.
Is that a good thing?
No.
Okay, I mean seriously.
Well,
it sounds fun. I mean, when you're out for a night, Saturday night, you want to max it out. Well, hey, but bottom line is that you don't want to max out your housing expenditure. Okay,
No,
you just don't.
I agree. The key to life, what I've learned in my 46 years here, is moderation. Right, everything in moderation.
Bro, if there's anybody who does not know what that means, it's you.
Well, I'm not saying I'm living it. I'm saying I learned that's what it's supposed to be.
Well,
yeah, but there are different kind of buyers. But again, it starts with sitting down with someone and telling them it's just not your payment, your taxes, and people don't realize you buy a new build. You have to buy then blinds. You have to buy a lot of times. You have to buy your landscaping. You have to buy all kinds of different things. So there's sitting down with someone who's a professional and telling you what it's going to cost overall.
Well, we had a gentleman the other day. He closed in a nice house in Saline, Michigan, and he was calling me every day, and he said, "Hey, listen. Can my wife go buy the furniture now? We're closing this week." I said, "Yeah, can you do me a favor? No. Can you wait till after the closing?
Right.
Like, don't start spending all the money, And I understand because it's fun. It's a fun time. You built a new house. You're moving in. You want to get everything ready. But, if you take it in steps, and, they say live life in moderation. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds boring, but, if you do things in moderation, it usually ends up okay.
Yeah, without a doubt. It reminds me when I played a 97-year-old on a golf course, and he hit it straight down the middle every time, but only about 100 yards.
Yeah,
he kicked my butt.
He beat your ass.
You're awful at golf.
It's true, too. But,
You got to pay attention to a lot of the, we talk about that fill-in building stuff. You got to pay attention to. I mean, when those taxes get reassessed, a lot of these builders, they're picking up houses for $150,000, and they're throwing, another $150,000 at them. All of a sudden, the house is worth $500,000, and the taxes on the listing ticket that you're looking at, they're based on the cheaper house.
Right, without a doubt. And people don't realize that. And there's the programs, a good realtor is going to tell you, and a good mortgage person will tell you. We know the mill rate in the towns that you're buying. And, again, that's being prepared to know exactly what your payment's going to be in total.
And, it's important, too, to build a team around you. You have to have, a good mortgage guy or girl. You have to have a good realtor. You got to have a good title company. I mean, they're there, they're there to protect you. I mean, you need experienced people doing that. I took a call from an agent a couple weeks ago, and she kept texting me. I'm like, ma'am, stop texting me, lady. Like, just, you can email me, you can call me. We're not 15. Please stop texting me.
Right.
I said, well, it's just, I think, I know you like, it doesn't bother you. I need Chanel on my emails. I need my assistant keeping me organized, keeping everything together. I said, I can't even think of her name right now. I said, why do you always text me? She goes, because it saves me data.
Yeah.
If you're a realtor and you're trying to save data and you're texting me, you might want to look for a new profession.
Listen, it's all about communication in anything you do, specifically when you're, when you need communication, when you're making the largest purchase transaction of your life, you want to have communication. I mean, this just hitting a button thing and things work out. I mean, it kind of not really for me. I like to talk to people. I'm a people person. I like getting a whole team assembled for whatever I'm going to do, and then we communicate. That's how we approach our business. We have a whole team in place. Yeah. Our whole office is involved in files, and that's how we roll.
Yeah, you mean communication skills. Not everything comes through on a text, right?
Right.
I can say LOL after anything, and it doesn't matter on text.
And send emojis. I mean, what do you guys do? What is that, by the way? I get smiley faces and thumbs up and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not even that old, and I'm not following about all that.
All right, good.
Dude, so I got this article I found the other day. These guys from Zillow, they're in a little bit of trouble. It looks like their property values when they type it in have been off as much as up to 61% in some areas.
Well, that's our biggest, our biggest enemy is Zillow. When people come in and say, "Hey, here's what Zillow says," it doesn't matter what Zillow says.
So yeah, right, Zillow. So I mean, what you talk to Zillow? So you went on a website. I mean, you could find any answer you want on the internet about anything.
Correct.
So when people call up, what Alex is directly referring to is that when people call up and say, "Hey, listen, my house is worth $350,000. I want to refinance my house, pull some cash out."
Right.
All right. Well, we write down and we send the appraiser out, comes in at $300,000. Then we get the call, we get yelled at.
Yeah,
but Zillow said it's worth $350,000.
You cannot give a good market analysis until you actually enter the home and walk through the home. I don't care. You can't do it from some seat in New York City where the Zillow headquarters
are. Right, Seattle.
Or wherever.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Seattle,
but you have professionals in all areas, and it's free to get a market analysis. They'll come by your home and they'll tell you what the homes are selling for, why one is more expensive than the other, and you'll understand kind of where you stand. Basically.
Yeah, but and I love the market analysis, and that's another good guideline too, and it's way better than going on a website to get it, Truly or Zillow, which they're just frames of reference.
Right.
A market analysis from you guys is real good, but guess what? What rules the end of the day is a full-blown appraisal.
Correct.
And if somebody's got to invest between $300 and $450, depending on the size of the house,
right?
And that's what it costs, and that's what it's a market value. It's a cost approach and a market analysis all in one.
Right.
Then we go by, what the market's doing, and we need a full-blown appraisal.
Yeah. Well, and it's what we can prove the house is worth too. You could have the greatest house in the world, but if no one's buying in that area or with that style of house, it's not going to appraise out.
Yeah, but honestly, what I'm going to tell you is that you might not agree with that appraisal number either. Like I said, 5% month after month after month come in different than what people think they are.
Right.
And that's not a big number.
No, 5%, I think it would be higher than that.
I would too. I mean,
5%.
That's it.
And how many of those are people that are, like you said, Harry, they're trying to take cash out. And they're throwing up that big number saying, it's worth $350,000. And it comes in at what it's worth, $300,000.
Well, I think most people are realistic, but, occasionally you get somebody that thinks their house is worth more. It's like we talk about, it's like your children. You always think that You know, they're the
They should
best on the
have
block.
Yeah, sure.
You know, your house is always the best on the block, right?
You want to join the show? 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
I'm standing on the surface of the sun to prove a point. The sun's the only thing hotter than the 4 new hot theme instant games from the Michigan Lottery. Could somebody put out my pants? Thank you. See, from $1 hot cash to $10 hot riches, over $150 million in total prizes. You can win up to $1 million instantly. But here's the difference. The sun is 92 million miles from the Earth. But these hot theme tickets are as close as your nearest lottery retailer. So try them and put some red hot play in your day. Anybody bring sunblock? Hey, Club Keno players, Doubler Days are back, and so is Professional Double Talker.
Dr. Professor Irving Corey, Ph.D., D as in Doubler Days.
I think they got it.
It's a way for players to multiply by a factor of 2, or double, if you will, their fun and excitement, or fun-citement, if I may, and I just did.
Let me translate. Random Club Keno tickets are printed with a doubler message. If your ticket has the message and you win, you'll double your prize up to $4 million.
I couldn't have said it better myself, which I am.
All this month, winning is twice as nice with Club Keno Doubler Days from the Michigan Lottery.
So to speak, and I should, so I will.
Now open. The all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township is now open for business. We built the biggest Kia dealership in Michigan to sell and service more new cars than ever. Now Summit Place Kia in Waterford and the all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township will do whatever it takes to earn your business. We'll take any trade-in in any condition, even if you owe thousands more than your old car is worth. Plus, if you've got $500 and you make at least $2,000 a month, you ride with as little as $0 down. New 2016 Kia Souls or Forte, your choice. $0 down, just $14,991, or lease 2 2016 Souls or 2 2016 Fortes for one low payment of $222 per month. The all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township is now open for business, and we're making deals other dealers won't. Summit Place Kia in Waterford and the all-new Summit Place Kia in Clinton Township. Call 1-800-NEW-KIAs.
239-month leases, $38.99 each. New and signing plus tax, tag, and title. No security deposit. Negative trade equity finance to new loan subject to lender approval.
SummitPlaceKia.com.
If you need help paying for your health insurance, you may be eligible for a government subsidy. Trying to find the right insurance can be time-consuming. I've heard that dealing with the marketplace a complete nightmare. I wouldn't know, because that's why I trust Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. He does it for me. He can see if you qualify for a subsidy. He'll find the health insurance plan that's right for you, and his service is free. Open enrollment runs from November to January. Call Mike today, 877-734-2200, or on the web at nbphealth.com. And remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
It's the one sale you won't want to miss. Super Saturday at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, where for one day only, you'll find super savings throughout the store. Get 30% off, plus guaranteed delivery by the big game on all in-stock items, plus special financing available. Hurry in for a super selection at super savings you won't find anywhere else. The Super Saturday sale going on now at all Detroit area Lazy Boy home furnishings and decor locations. Live life comfortably. There's so many choices with McDonald's new Pick 2 menu. Grab a McChicken sandwich and a small fries, both for just $2. Only for a limited time at participating McDonald's. Facing divorce or custody issues? You need Adam. Visit them on the web and read some of the many testimonials from their satisfied clients at adamdivorcelaw.com. Adam will protect your rights. Call 248-356-ADAM.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
While becoming the 17th player in NBA history to reach 26,000 points, LeBron James and the Cavaliers beat the Pistons last night at the Palace. Detroit fell 114-106. The Pistons go back to work tonight in Toronto. Michigan Hoops looks for its 4th win in a row today as the Wolverines take on Penn State. WWJ with the coverage beginning at 11:30. Germany's Angelique Kerber upset Serena Williams to win the Australian Open. Kerber, the 7th-ranked player in the world, won in 3 sets. The win bumps her up to 2 in the world. Reports say the Dodgers and free agent Howie Kendrick have agreed to a 2-year, $20 million deal. The second baseman batted .295 last season with 9 dingers and 54 RBIs. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jason Scott. For more, visit 971theticket.com.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back. I'm Alex Mafusi. Alongside of me, Dan Fensky, Harry Glanz. God bless you. You want to join the show, 248-539-9797. Or you can always call the office at 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's 1-800-569-7283. Jump to one of our calls. Kyle, good morning. You're live on the air. Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? Go ahead.
Hey, just a quick question here. I'm right now currently homeless.
I'm sorry?
Sold my home in Metamora. I'm looking to move towards the Richmond, Casco area. And, I mean, housing over there is very few and far between for the price range of right around 160. Is it legit now to start really looking into building a home on my own compared to waiting for something to come on the market, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think what you have to do is find out, are there buildings going up in the area? Are there subdivisions, rather? Or are you looking to just find a builder and buy a piece of land and put it up?
I'm, kind of looking for find a builder and buy a piece of land.
Right. Well, it's certainly an option for you, but you have to find, I would talk to friends, family, or people out there that have built and get some requests or some referrals. It's the number one thing you can do. Even in a new subdivision, when people like the subdivision, I tell them to go by in the afternoon or evening when people are out and talk to the people who are in that subdivision and see how their experience was with that builder. So I think that's the number one thing. Second thing you have to think is the financing of that, and Alex can talk to you about that.
Yeah, Kyle, does that make sense, what Dan said?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm getting to a point I've been looking for a year now to try and find what I've been looking for over there, and it's just not happening. So I'm kind of leaning towards more of a building phase now. I think
building's a great way to go. We were talking about that the first part of the show. I used to be, more into, buy a house, fix it up, but as I've gotten older, I mean, the new construction route, I mean, I think it's a great way to go.
The question, too, is can you build what you want for your $160,000? I think that's the number you said. Is that? I mean,
I'm not really looking for anything big. I mean, right around between 1,300 to 1,500 square feet, just a small ranch.
Right. Well, the numbers I get from builders it costs about $120 a square foot to build.
Right. So you're right in the area, but you're right in the neighborhood when you build the house, but you have to include the land in there too. The lot, the price of the land. So I think Dan gave you great advice. Go out to the area that you're looking in, go around and see. Try to talk to some people in the area and get some referrals on, who's built houses in that area.
All right.
Good
Appreciate
deal.
it, guys.
Thanks, Kyle. Take care, man.
So, Alex, last segment you brought up Zillow, right? So,
I was just going back to that.
Yeah, let's go back to the Zillow, because I think property values, to me, is the number. They're the number one issue when you go to buy a house, 100%. When you go to finance a house, when you go to build a house. It's what's the value of the property. So, I just threw in my address on Zillow. And actually, to be quite blunt, we're quick to call out things. In my circumstance, Zillow came out on the exact number that I was thinking my house is worth.
Let me ask you this. Was there probably a lot of subject properties they had to use, right?
Yeah, sure.
The problem comes with Zillow is when there's not a lot of subject properties in that particular area, then they have to pull from they don't know where.
Well, I live in a normal lot.
Right.
And, lot subdivision. There are a lot of sales in it. We had a lot of activity. And I think it's right on the number. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's house is right on the number. No. But if I were to call up a guy and say, hey, listen, I want to borrow some money, and they say to me, well, what do you think your house is worth? I tell them the number. And I don't necessarily know that I'd reference Zillow.
Yeah, the one I remember, we had a guy who called, and he said that he had this number from Zillow. I go to his house, and he's right next to the drive-thru at Taco Bell.
Yeah, sure.
They didn't. Zillow doesn't take that into account.
It's good at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's right. So those are the little things, the little issues where his number didn't even come close to what they said because there's a circumstance that Zillow didn't obviously recognize.
Sure.
My concern is this: people they're becoming too dependent on stuff like Zillow or Bankrate or whatever, where they're basically they're lead generation websites.
Right.
That's all they are.
Yeah, exactly. We pay monthly to get leads from Zillow, and what you want to do is it's a starting
point.
Right, exactly. So,
so do we. The thing is, it's like when you go to a website, you lose. I mean, like I said, it's a jumping off point. It's not, it's not written in stone. I mean, even when you go to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's website for interest rates, they've got you've got lenders on there. Everyone's posting their rate. There's no APR posted, so there's no annual percentage rate. So all it is just, and you could be paying 5 points for it. Right. There's no disclosure on there, and people are like, "What's your rate?" I don't know. What do you want it to be?
Right.
I mean, it puts people. I feel like it's misleading. It's misleading the consumer.
Well, anything that seems too good to be true usually is. If your rate's that low, the costs are going to be higher. So it all depends on what you want. And that's why, again, we emphasize we don't really get into the finance side of things. We let a professional handle that, like you guys. And it makes more sense to you do what you do, and we'll do what we do.
I agree with that.
What's your stay in your lane? Is that
stay in your lane?
Is that a Glanzism?
It's a gland. Yep, stay in your lane, baby. Just
Danny,
stay in your lane.
How's the rental market down there?
Rental market's it's softened up a little bit. We're finding some of these lofts and condos are a little bit longer on the market than where prices have stabilized. But here's what happens. Every spring, even a little bit earlier in spring, May, we get the influx of new resident doctors that come in, sign 3-year contracts. They always push the market up. And so we're not too concerned. We're the vacancy rate's about 96%. So things
occupancy rate.
Occupancy rate, I'm sorry.
Yep, okay.
Occupancy rate, yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
We love you here.
So yeah, so things good, but you know who that helps is landlords. So if you're someone who knows you're going to stay here and live here in this town, and you have the ability to purchase, I wouldn't look at renting. I look at the option of purchasing.
The Detroit metropolitan area was voted one of the top 10 quality of life areas to move to. All right, we've known that for years.
Only in July.
What's that?
Only in July.
Well,
only in May, June, July, August.
We're a major league town. We've got major league sports here. We've got a lot of things to offer. The summers are great. We've got lakes. The cost of living is relatively inexpensive for what you get, and why should we be rated top 10?
Yeah, I agree. That's the reason why Hollywood loved it here so much, because it does have so much to offer.
It had nothing to do with the subsidies that we were getting, right?
Tax credits helped a little bit. But
I was just wondering. Hey, bro, don't go there with me. Don't go there with me. Truthfully, where would you rather shoot a movie? I mean, don't go there. I mean, seriously, unless somebody's paying you big money, you ain't coming here.
Have you watched golf this week in La Jolla?
They're not playing here.
Yeah, as much as I love the golf around here, it's Southern Cal's a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it might take the cake.
I'm just saying, quality of life, if you take everything considered to raise a family, what we've got going on here in metropolitan Detroit is phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree.
The condos they're building or whatever, they're the apartments they're building right at Main Street in Lincoln.
Main Street.
Are they really going to get $3,000 for those?
They're going to get close. I mean, they're penthouse ones. They're about 1,600 square feet, 2 master suites. They're nicely appointed. I mean, the guy did a really good job with them. And we'll see. They're going to, there's a tough market there. They've got another 72 units coming up right down the street. They're going to open right around the same time.
Can I try to go 8th grade Harry on you for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You ready?
And we're off.
Penthouse apartment in Royal Oak. I mean, that whole sentence to me. Help me out with it.
Hey, that's how we market them. If you're on the top floor, you're penthouse.
All right, cool.
Right?
Okay. Hey, it's good. Good marketing.
There's some beautiful units down there. There really are. And again, it's a different lifestyle. You don't have to cut your lawn. You don't have to do any housework. You go, you shut your door and you're done. You can go travel for a little bit.
It's like the listen ticket on all the real estate. It's a handyman's dream. It's cozy.
What's the high-rise floor limit in Royal Oak? How high can you build structure?
Well, I think the fifth.
The fifth is the
highest. The fifth has got, I think, 24 floors, I believe.
Okay.
22, something like that.
That's pretty strong.
That is. But I believe that they won't let you do that again. They had to bring one of those major cranes in that they put up there. It was quite an undertaking. Beautiful building. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see right downtown Detroit. You can see Ambassador Bridge. And a couple of the other buildings are, I think the next one's 12, 13 stories.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's, you see more and more. They're not building any more lofts. They're building apartments to rent.
One thing that Royal Oak has taken advantage of, and they took advantage of a lot of things other communities wouldn't do, and that's why they expanded so rapidly, and I think that's why it has such a good vibe, and it's got a great economy.
It had a great infrastructure. Obviously when 696 cut through right in the middle of it, that helped out bringing it to the west. But what they did, they started out with the restaurants, and now they have shopping, they have the movie theater, they have a lot to offer, and of course you have your zoo there too.
Well, and as you can see, that's what the city of Detroit's trying to emulate with all the activity going on, with all the restaurants, all the new construction, all the building that's going on, trying to draw people downtown to live.
Yeah, without a doubt.
The thing is that, Detroit, it's a pretty big area.
Well, that's what I liked about the whole Woodward Corridor. You have, each community offers you something different. Birmingham, completely different than Royal Oak, a different vibe, but still a
Ferndale.
downtown. Ferndale, right? Berkeley, Clawson. That's it's just a nice area in general, and I think it has a little bit for everyone.
Join the show at 248-539-9797. Yeah, I mean, I really think that it's a good way to go. And here you hit something that we forget to mention sometimes is a lot of the millennials coming out with that student loan debt, and they really are saddled with it. It baffles me. One of the greatest things that my parents did for me was I didn't graduate with a ton of student loan debt, which was awesome.
So you thank them every day for that?
I do. I thank them every day, and I try to pick up dinner when I can. And my father's actually, he had his knee replaced a week ago Friday, and he's rock and rolling. So hang in there, broski.
Yeah, I hope he feels better.
He's rock and rolling, man. He's like RoboCop now. He's got both shoulders are done, both knees are done, the neck's done. He's like, there's nothing else. I'm set. I'm all good.
Oh, boy. Your mom's got to put up with that, huh?
Listen, Julie and Randy, your wife should be sainted immediately. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Chevrolet and the Detroit Red Wings. That's a dream team. Chevrolet is now the official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings. Tune into Stoney and Bill mornings for a chance to win tickets to a Red Wings home game. Brought to you by Chevrolet.
Still don't have health insurance? The deadline to sign up is January 31st. People right here in Michigan saved an average of $273 a month on their health insurance premiums. You can find out how much your discount could be at a free sign-up event sponsored by Humana. It's Friday, January 29th and Saturday, January 30th, noon to 7 p.m. at the Fairlane Town Center Mall in Dearborn. Licensed agents will be on staff to help you find out just how big your discount could be and help you get the best plan for you and your family. Join Humana for this free sign-up event Friday, January 29th and Saturday, January 30th from noon to 7 p.m. Once again at the Fairlane Town Center Mall next to Kay Jewelers. Don't wait. The deadline to sign up and have health coverage is January 31st. Avoid the penalty. Visit humanahelps.com to learn more or find a licensed Humana agent today. That's humanahelps.com. Offered by Humana Medical Plan of Michigan Incorporated or insured by Humana Insurance Company. Cited source cms.gov.
Chris Vinton is the founder of a network security firm called Invent.
We're a local technology company with a global reach.
When Chris needed to add employees, he knew where to look.
We've had great success hiring Davenport students. The Davenport Technology Program has been extremely instrumental in our company's growth.
Graduates from Davenport University have the skills that companies in technology want.
They come with great training, great experience. They have the passion that we're looking for.
If you're looking for a career in technology,
hold on to your hat because it's fast-paced and it is extremely exciting.
You need to look at Davenport.
I think Davenport is emerging as one of the leaders in the technology space.
Davenport University.
Our degrees in network security and computer science are in high demand by employers. Call 800-686-1600. Classes begin March 7th.
So you like to cook. Maybe you're not quite to the foodie level, but maybe you are. But you do know that you need to start with great ingredients. That's why there's Blue Apron. With Blue Apron, you get a box of ingredients and an outstanding recipe delivered for free. New recipes are created each week by Blue Apron's culinary team. Every ingredient Blue Apron sends is a fresh, whole food. Produce is natural and sourced from Blue Apron's nationwide network of family-run farms. Meats and fish are sustainably raised. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers these ingredients in the exact amount you need to make delicious, seasonal home-cooked meals. And shipping is always free. Fans of this station can get their first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/ticket. Don't wait. Check out this week's menu and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/ticket. Give it a try. You'll create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Get your first 2 meals free when you go to blueapron.com/ticket. And shipping is always free. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Detroit Tigers spring training trips to sunny Lakeland, Florida are on sale now. Exclusive Detroit Tigers vacation packages include accommodations, transportation, game tickets, a private player meet and greet, merchandise, and more. Visit tigers.com/vacations and plan your spring training trip today.
Follow The Ticket on Facebook and Twitter at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back. I'm Alex Nafusi. Belongs to me, Harry Glanz, Dan Dubensky, Capital Mortgage Funding, and Skyward Real Estate. You want to join the show? 248-539-9797. Or you can call Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE. It's 1-800-569-7283. What were we talking about before?
So 16th year in the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show. And throughout the last 16 years, we've been in up and down cycles, right?
Sure.
Mortgage industry for, 26, 27 years, and we've seen it all. We started in the business when, rates were at 13%, 14%, and now look where they are right now.
Surprised you want to get in this business when they're 13, 14%.
Well, yeah, but they could. They were at 18% in the early 80s, right?
Everything's relative, right?
And that's right. So we used to say back in the day that if rates got to 10, that would be great. If they got to 9, that'd be unbelievable.
I tell you, my dad bought his first house for $90,000 on a land contract in 1979. He was paying 9%, and he's like, I thought I was stealing.
Right. So here we are in January, end of January, beginning of February of 2016, and a 30-year fixed rate is somewhere in the neighborhood of just ballpark about 4%.
Yeah.
Right?
It's amazing.
Now, it was 4.25% in 1966.
That's crazy.
So, what kind of cycle are we in? We're in the cycle where you should be buying a home. That's the cycle we're in right now.
Which would be perfect to segue to this call. Bill, what's up? You're live on the air.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Listen to you guys every Saturday morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. I rent a house out in Ortonville, me and my girlfriend. It's about 900 square foot, $1,100 a month. My credit isn't very good. By very good, I mean it's terrible. I think it's like 550 or something.
Okay. At least you were honest.
And
thank you for that.
We're kind of stuck because we can't really, we're having trouble, I guess, saving money to get out. And I really don't know what to do because her credit is pretty good.
What, is she working?
Yes.
Well, can we put the mortgage in just her name?
That's kind of what I was thinking. She's a teacher at a daycare.
Okay.
What I was thinking and wondering is because she doesn't make as much money as I do, how all that works.
Yeah, we can't use your income if you're not on the mortgage. Bill, what I'd like to do is maybe give you guys a call after the show, sit down with you. Let me run your credit and see actually how bad it is. What's the scoop with it? Why is it 550? I mean, actually, it takes work to get your credit score that low.
Yeah, I was an idiot when I was a little younger.
That's okay. We can fix it.
There you go. Hey, that's a great answer.
That's a good, bro.
That's a strong answer.
So was I. But, I mean, Bill, what's on there? I mean, what is there? Just collections? Is it? I mean, what is it?
Yes, there's one collection. There was an apartment complex that I just started paying on, I want to say in August, weekly. Okay. Just making weekly payments to try to pay it off.
Okay, let's do this one. Let me call after the show. I'll run your credit report, and let me see. We have some great software I can run the report through, and it'll tell us what we can pay off or pay down and the impact it'll have on your credit, on your scores.
All right.
So
hers is, I feel like if we were to go with her credit in doing it, I feel like it'd be, we could probably get out of our situation right now as fast.
Okay.
Because one of my best friends bought a house in Royal Oak, and he's only paying like $750 a month for his mortgage, and his house is quite bigger than mine.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think it's something we can definitely work through. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'll call you after the show, dude. Give me like 20 minutes.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill. See you, man. Let's keep shuffling through these. Let's go to Chris. Good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Chris.
I'm doing real good. Hey, I'm looking into buying a home. I'm actually going this afternoon to look at a home, and I'm kind of torn whether I want. I'm thinking about my existing home, renting it out, and I mean, I got a really low mortgage payment, and it's a good area and stuff. And I'm just wondering, is that an option? Is that a good idea, or?
Yeah, it is a good idea if you can afford it. Typically what happens when people come and ask me that, I ask them if they've talked to a mortgage person yet. And, Alex, we used to be able to use the monthly income from their rental property as income, and I don't think you can do that anymore, can you?
It's got to be on the tax return for 2 years.
So
as long as you qualify with both payments, you're okay.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I think one answer is it's only a good idea is if you can afford it. I think that's a good answer. And it's also when you turn into a landlord, you're going to have to fix things. People, sometimes they don't pay, sometimes they do. Bottom line is you got to get somebody in there that you trust that's not going to trash your house too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think what I would do is I would go with like a broker, like a rental, have a broker handle it for me.
Absolutely.
Alex is big on that.
Yes,
that's good.
100%.
That's a great thing. Yeah, that's solid.
So it's a good option to do that?
Absolutely, sure.
I think so, yeah. I'll have Dan give you a call after the show. He'll run some numbers for you, see what you can rent it for.
Yeah.
And go from there. I mean, dude, I've had great success with it. I tried to manage mine the first year, I've got a duplex, and it was a huge mistake. I have Dubensky and these guys at Skyward handle it now. And it's a good way to go.
Yeah, for a little bit of money each month, it takes the emphasis off you of making sure everything's in order. And
I don't have time to deal with that.
Yeah, and if your area is increasing in price, then it's probably a good idea to hang on to it.
Yeah, they say it's a real hot area right now with homes and stuff, and so.
Yeah, you can always sell it next year if you don't like it. And next year when the lease expires, you can sell it then. Give it a shot for sure.
Absolutely, I appreciate your time.
You got it. Thanks, Chris.
Right, good call.
Hey, Rick, what's up, man? It says you just got a mortgage with us.
Yeah, I did, Alex.
Good morning.
To make a long story short, 5 years ago, my son couldn't get a house anywhere, and I heard your show on the radio one morning. Called you at like 2 minutes to 10. You called at about a quarter after 10 and said, tell your son to go find a house for around $50,000. He's approved. Sure enough, he was. So then 4.5 years ago, I did a short sale on my home. I called you at the time, and you said, not much you can do to help me because of the short sale. Called you 2 months ago. Simplest process I ever had.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Did it all over the phone. I mean, I asked you what the closing costs were. You said $2,500, and it was within like $5 at closing, what you told me.
Well,
Chanel, your girl at the office.
Oh, my buddy.
You should pay her double. She works hard.
Yes,
that's nice.
I know who this is now.
Hey, Rick, did Chanel pay you to call us and tell us that? Is that what she did?
No, she didn't.
That's good.
I felt like she was my girlfriend. I talked to her probably 20 times because if you don't have your paperwork right, the process slows down.
It is, Rick. I mean, and you know how it is. If you have to be coachable, is all it is. And Chanel, she's here. The women in my life go like this. It goes my mom, my sister, my girlfriend, and then Chanel.
Well,
those are the people that keep me in balance.
Hey, Rick, I think you can attest to the fact that if you got a good team in place, good things happen, and we try to provide that for our clients each and every day. We've got a real solid team, not only out front with Alex and all our origination staff, but our solid support staff. They do a great job, and they've been in the business. We don't have any rookies, so when you talk to Chanel on the phone or any one of our people, you're talking to somebody who's been in the business a long time.
Sure. And you know what other advice you gave out about 6 months ago?
What's that?
Hire a professional realtor and go to a professional mortgage company.
That's it.
The place I bought had a friend of a friend. The condominium I bought was in Clinton Township. The realtor was out of Canton Township. My realtor couldn't even find the listing because they don't subscribe to the Macomb County Board.
So the multi-list area.
I was lucky because there weren't many offers on the place.
Well, it's important, and all the things that you said right down the line, and you hook people up, and that's what it's all about. It's about the relationship, and we're certainly glad for your son and you and the success that you've had, and Alex, I'm glad that you took care of him.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Rick. I appreciate it, buddy. Keep in touch, man.
Hey, no problem. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Thanks
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a fairly easy transaction. His was, but it's nice that someone can attest that, like, if you just send me the stuff that I need.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it might have been easy for you and him, but it probably wasn't easy if he had gone somewhere else, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, and some clients, they just they're combative and like they argue. Like, listen, dude, Capital Mortgage Funding is not asking for these documents. I don't care. Like, I really don't.
Well, there are guidelines, there are rules and regulations that we have to follow.
RESPA. I mean, there's so many government oversights now. I mean, listen, it is harder. Well, Rick was he's a super, super good client. But I mean, it's just, if you just go with it, take it with a grain of salt and roll with it, like, it's just be nice. It's so much easier to be nice about it. Like, don't argue with me. Dude, if Chanel asks for an updated pay stub and you just sent one 3 weeks ago, just send her the other one.
Well, it's true. We're a local company. We've been around for a long time. We cherish the relationships that we have. It doesn't mean we don't do loans out of state, but the bottom line is we take care of our people here, because we have to walk among the people here. We're out and about. As you know, Dan, I, Alex, we're out in the communities, and we don't hide behind a desk and a phone and say, hey, hit a button and see you later.
Yeah, and this should be an exciting, fun process, right? Especially for first-time home buyers, even multiple home buyers who have bought homes in the past. It's something that's new and exciting, and you want to have people that are working with you that are friendly and nice and helping you out with the transaction.
Well, how cool is it, like, when you and me and Josh or Sean or whoever we walk into one of the restaurants we hang out at,
sure.
and the people that we took care of, there's a client there, and
we know we're going to run into them, right?
That's right.
Sure.
Good show, gentlemen.
Yeah, if you want to call the office after the show, it's 1-800-LOW-RATE, 1-800-569-7283. For Harry Glanz, Danny Bensi, I'm Alex Nafusi. See you next week.
Go green.
The preceding was a paid program. Views
views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Bloated belly? Gas? Acid reflux? You could have pounds of rotting, rancid, toxic gunk clogging up your gut right now. And with all the processed food we're exposed to today, it's no wonder why. Fortunately, there's New Biotics, our first ever gunk buster for cleansing that toxic gunk out of your body. And right now, we're giving away a free trial to anyone who calls the following toll-free number, 1-800-978-1233. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. With pounds of toxic gunk clogging up your gut, it's no wonder you don't feel good. Made with natural ingredients, New Biotics is our first ever gunk buster scientifically designed to unclog your gut and cleanse that gunk from your body, flattening your belly and combating periodic bloating, excess gas, heartburn, and acid reflux. But hurry, call now for your free trial of New Biotics while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-978-1233. Call now for details. 1-800-978-1233. That's 1-800-978-1233.
All right, let's open up there, Dave. Yes, you have the worst cavity I've ever seen before.
Oh, that explains this horrible pain.
Okay, then, have a good day.
Well, aren't you going to fix it?
Oh, no, I'm not a dentist, just a dental monitor.
Monitor?
I don't fix cavities, just let you know when you have them. Like I said, it's a pretty big hole.
Why monitor a problem if you don't fix it? That's why LifeLock does more than free credit monitoring to protect you from identity theft. We not only use proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a range of identity threats. If you have a problem, we have a U.S.-based team of specialists who'll fix it. After all, plaque attacks are nothing compared to the identity theft that 1 in 4 people experienced last year. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, protecting your identity is pretty painless. Your molars are a different story. Membership starts